She knew what she was doing.
She was a little girl with the little basic hair hat on.
Cold and just
the eyelashes glued to the skin because the real hair gone from right there.
Yeah. And
that's what she was. And I was like, look, I left. It's witnesses. They was like, damn, Corey just got here about 3 minutes ago. I left because it was too many loose, unattended. Thank you. Too many loose, unattended, little. Same thing happened to Big Mike. Could have happened to me. What if I'd have pushed her from my umbrella? She'd have failed me like, Then it would have been a warrant out for Corey. You pushed the girl down.
Yeah, man.
Most of them have a history of washing up in strange people places. I'm just keeping it a buck with you, man. It ain't easy to find a good woman because they not over there where you thought they was.
The black woman, remember how they done the black man with mass incarceration? The black woman is gonna be a sex slave. She's gonna be a slave to her desires to be pleased and pleasured through a hair and tit. And that's what the white man want because he had the same free reign during slavery. So the black woman has no other value other than turning her ass around. That's why every picture, every video, you see black women with their ass to the camera. They don't look straight ahead no more. Black women do not take forward stern pictures like this. It gotta be. So homie, so that's the tone they setting for the future of the black woman. He gets a whole book on how to make. So this generation of women, they're wrestling and they're being possessed with the spirit, like the young boy was possessed with the gangster spirit.
So I think you guys saw the situation in the Lululemon store, the girls twerking. It was ignorant as it was ignorant. Why are you doing that in an establishment? Was it a protest? Was it a protest? It's just like the flight attendant that was twerking. Why are we doing that? I'm tired of this do you. No, girl, do you. No, do you understand that it's fucking stupid?
So we all gonna stand right here and just pretend and act like we don't know what that man that owned Lululemon, we don't know what he meant when he was talking about black women.
So all we gonna have is gangster if we don't fight against what they're this is being propagated.
What was the reason? What was the reason? This is the ghettoification that everybody's talking about. And I know some black girls were getting offended because they're like, what do you mean the ghettoification? We have to stop being so quick to be offended. That's a sign of insecurity because not all black women are created the same. That's some shit I would have never done as a black woman. I actually understood what he meant. We tend to hypersexualize everything. We tend to just turn everything super degenerate. We tend to just, we slum it out. We slum it out. And he didn't want his shit to be slummed out. And what did we do? We slummed it out. Why? Why? What point are you trying to prove other than the point that he was making?
And of course, a lot of ladies in the community is going to be very upset for what this lady said about the hypersexualization. But guess what? If it doesn't pertain to you, then walk on by. But if it does, lace them boots up and walk a country mile in them mugs. But my question is, what were you trying to achieve? What was your main goal? What was the end game of all of this chicanery? But then again, this isn't nothing new. Remember a few years ago when the ladies invaded a upscale restaurant in Dallas and the owner had to come out and get upset for them to stop? And of course, the community was in an uproar. How dare you? How dare you say anything to us? Because we can do exactly what we want in your place, right?
So the other day I saw this video of these women twerking at a restaurant. People are yelling at their table, trying to hype them up. They're trying to get the whole crowd involved. Some people are obviously not feeling it. And this is when the apparent owner of said restaurant comes out and tells them to basically take all that booty shaking action somewhere else, because this is not the place.
I invested a lot of money into buying this building, into developing this concept so black people can have somewhere nice to go to, okay? Somewhere where we can feel good about our.
Why do you think it's so hard?
Because she got body.
Why do you think it's so hard to find a good woman?
Oh,
I would love for anybody in here to answer that. Why do you think it's hard to find a good woman? The reason it's hard to find a good woman is because a good woman is somewhere being a good woman. It's simply put like a good woman is somewhere being a good woman. That's why you don't see them in the club half naked, sweated out in the summertime.
And let's not act like the foul behavior is just isolated to incidences when doing stupid things in public like twerking, booty time flash mobs, all up in the restaurants, all up in the Lululemons. No, no, no. We are even going to take it further. These harlotans of the Jezebel spirit representing it live and direct, celebrating when they delete their own baby.
I ain't looking for no friends, but we bands on. What the baby? What the baby? The baby. Baby. Give you the Bacardi. You sound like a...
I was with, I got pregnant by him and I had an abortion, but I had a home abortion. I delivered the baby in the toilet, but I couldn't flush it, so I mailed it to her.
$7,000. No.
Nasty.
This town needs an enema.
Greetings, you polite savages.
And you've been had, been took, been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Ladies, gentlemen, and polite savages, we are now about to embark on a journey sure to anger feminists and modern women alike. The only thing we can do is guarantee to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as we see it. So there's nothing else left to do but get on into it. Are you ready? Let's go. Well, you polite savages, one of the most important things that you learn growing up is how to conduct yourself in public. A matter of fact, when you go to establishments, you need to act like you've been there before. You need manners, training, and timing. All of this blabble about they're going to judge us, so we're going to act any way we want sounds like a whole bunch of cope. Cope like you've been on that dope. And what's going on with us nowadays? The image is absolutely out the window. You YNs walking around fighting in the street, young ladies walking around acting like trollops, shaking it and busting it down wide open like they on the gram or on the OnlyHams, shaking a derriere all up on people in restaurants and Lululemon store. And then you got the nerve to turn around and wonder why people don't want to deal with you. This internet image lasts forever, an eternity, and one day you're going to try to get a job. And just maybe this viral video is going to pop up in somebody's mind, and they're going to look at you and say, hey, you kind of look familiar. No job for you, no soup for you. And guess what? You deserve it, because you need to think about the future. What's going on here nowadays? Grown-ass people acting like little immature children. These are grown women.
Oh, you don't want people like me to buy your stuff? I'll show you and buy so much stuff. Really showing them. I can't afford it, so more power to them.
Hey, ladies, remember when you said that you were the least protected, when nobody wanted to protect you during the brick lady thing, that folks didn't want to be involved with you because you were acting crazy in public? Well, this is what we're talking about. Twerking in a Lululemon store? Really? This is where it's come down to? Twerking in restaurants, acting a dang fool and wondering why nobody wants to deal with you? And yes, I know it's not all ladies in the community, but y'all need to speak up. You need to be making videos like this, talking straight crazy, greasy to these ladies, making you look like a damn fool in public.
Playing with her, lady. I see why the rapping, when they finally get the money, they act how they act with the women. When the essence of a real woman come around, they pants up, say, man, don't do that in front of her. Then it's naturally will be done it, because her presence of a woman, don't get that response.
Most women are putting trash into the community. The kids ain't. The kids are wild, untamed, little.
And the biggest problem in the community is that everybody wants everything but doesn't want to work for anything. You want to be respected, but you don't want to earn that respect. You want political power, but you don't want to earn that political power because there's strength in numbers. But still, we be celebrating when we're deleting fetuses. Fetus delete us. It's a common theme. Just search it on TikTok and see what you see. Absolutely disgusting. And the bottom line is that a lot of these ladies just don't want accountability. They hate accountability. They don't want to hear about accountability. Nobody can tell them nothing. Oh, you think you're my dad? Well, I'm going to show you this because obviously she didn't have a dad, and it goes back generational. You see, because she wasn't raised right, she figures that she doesn't have to act right, and guess what? Her children, they're not going to be raised right. A never-ending cycle of ridiculousness, and it keeps going on. Back in the day, we brought up bonnets. You ladies couldn't stand it. Then Monique brought up bonnets. You ladies couldn't stand it. Nobody can tell you anything. It's absolutely ridiculous. The malfunction is so deep, deeper than Atlantis, deeper than the seafloor traveled by the mantis. But one thing that we will know, you can't always get what you want, especially when you're not ready for the show.
And my question is to you ladies, when are you going to take your image back from women that talk like her? You want the image, our ethnic image to be better? Black men have to fight and are continuing to fight to wrestle our image back to have one of respect, power, and confidence. When are you ladies going to fight to take your image back from that? Unless you want to be associated with bonnets and slippers in the damn airport.
And I want to address all the backsliding, serpent-tongued, double-speaking harlotans out there. Claiming upon claiming, capping and absolutely lying, saying we only talk about one type of woman, even though we featured Cardi B, had something to say about her. Featured Kim Kardashian, had something to say about her. OnlyHams models had something to say about them. But you absolutely had to only hear what you wanted to hear. Another part of the delusional mindset of the modern woman. Oh my goodness, I can't hear any criticism. Man, you'd throw yourself off a bridge if you had to admit that you were actually wrong. But look at what we have here. Look what we've put out. The image upon image is horrible, internationally and throughout the continental United States. Everybody thinks that this is exactly how you are.
Monique came out and tried to be as nice as possible, and he had the bonnet brigade make videos about their right to wear bonnets. And then they went and got a bunch of gay guys to stand next to him on a damn coalition. When are y'all gonna fight to say, I'm tired of this, just like you want black men to be tired of that? You want to stop being called and stop letting women like that run your reputation, your ethnic image down, calling your black men. So don't talk to me about racism, white supremacy, and all this other kind of stuff when we get lynched every day by women who speak like that. We don't have to worry about institutionalized racism, white supremacy. Women like that do the job just fine.
And when we come here and say, no, you could be better, you could do better, you must do better, we got to teach the next generation better, including the young men. When we came out and said it ain't about drill rapping, it's the most dangerous form of music in the world and it's absolutely horrible. You folks didn't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear anything or any criticism. You just want to exist in a world where you think you're perfect. But guess what? There's something rotten in Denmark. The meat's rotten off the bone and it's time to fix it. Because the mind virus of the flesh-eating bacteria in the traveling pants of I could do no wrong is absolutely destroying the community. And back to this celebratory action of deleting fetuses, killing the next generation, being irresponsible because you have an out. Everything has to be an out. And then you're the first one to sit here and say, well, I didn't want the child, but he talked me into it, like you didn't have options to get rid of the child. Y'all out here playing skin to skin, the only way to win. Whatever happened to taking your time, making sure that you know the person, making sure that if you're gonna engage in that activity, there is protection. You can't turn around and say every dude that you know is irresponsible, then you also be irresponsible. But like I said, when we opened up this whole conversation, nobody has to know your entire business. And ever since you had TikTok, ever since you had Instagram, you had to put everything you did on the gram. Do it for the gram, even if you're talking about cold-blooded double homicide. You dig?
You just had an abortion? Twins?
Yeah, double homicide.
No, I'm sorry. Who had the common double homicide?
I did.
Right here. All right, step to the front.
I remember this Black Lives Matter, that was crazy during the pandemic. And one of my girlfriends, she hit me up and she was like, yo, we gotta do more. And I'm like, what more should we do? Like, we done been to 15 marches. She was like, nah, but we gotta do more. And I was like, well, what else do you wanna do? She was like, I'm sick of these cops killing black men. And I was like, but you done had 10 abortions. You've killed more black men in the city of New York City. Charlie, your kids gonna be in heaven like, well, who was you? Why you marching for them other people? Why you ain't marching for us?
No one could foresee this. I don't give a what nobody say about the Bible and the Quran. Man, God didn't factor in the internet.
Thank you for watching the TIP Network. Follow us on all social media outlets and ask yourself one burning question. Can you handle the tip? Boom, we're out.
We found true happiness